see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. To see all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Hey, this is Jason Rouse, and welcome to the Safe Word podcast. I can already tell this one is going to be, fun. Is this going to be fun? You guys want to introduce yourself?
Yeah,
Ari?
I mean, we're just a power couple here on your couch, just sitting
Power
side by
couple.
side. This is Ari Mannis and Amir K. A lot of people don't know his real name is Amir Kimyab.
Kimyab.
I don't know if he wants that.
Was the
I don't know
P?
if he wants that out there on the internet, but it's out there now.
Why did you do that?
People need to know.
Yeah, but what? Because some people just usually do the name change, but to abbreviate your last name starting with a K.
Yeah, just leaving it K.
Did you get tired? Because I have some Greek friends that are very fed up with people mispronouncing their name.
Well, it was a little bit of that, I think, in the beginning. Then it was like the, if you search my full name, the sexual predator stuff comes up. So I fucking wanted to change that so people don't come up when then you Google me. No, it was, it was the fucking thing. It was the people messing up my name at Mike's, man.
Sorry, you guys are like holding each other.
Yeah.
You've turned my couch into
Like
a
I
love
said, we're
seat.
a power couple.
Yeah, you guys are a power couple.
I have a real question for Amir.
Yeah.
So now that this world is getting more diverse, and
Here we go. Adolf Hitler.
you know, whatever you want to call it, Hollywood, there's a big diversity push in the stand-up world and all the show business. Have you thought about, hey, maybe I'll go back to Amir Kimyab for showbiz?
Give it up for this filthy, I'm kidding. If I was to call you something dirty. Listen.
Say the K word?
No. Listen, dude.
Keikel?
I would never say that.
Kegels? Kegels. Cankles.
No, I will not do that. And the reason
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, there's no way.
I do a lot of stuff.
I like K better because I don't like filthy Arabs.
I thought it was going to be...
Cancel him. Cancel him.
I thought, because I found that a lot of people that had rap careers that would get into stand-up comedy. You've seen some crossover artists the last 10 years that all of a sudden had a comedic attention on social media who've now like, my agent says I should do stand-up.
Right.
What's your handle? Oh, it's, Tekashi 349, and now that's a thing.
Is he doing stand-up?
Like Dave.
He should be doing stand-up.
Dave, what's his name? The guy from FX is Dave. Lil Dicky.
Oh, Lil Dicky.
He does comedy, you could say.
Well, he's like
But
he's like a
stand-up?
funny rapper. I don't think he does stand-up.
He's actually a
bad.
decent rapper.
He's really good.
I saw
like
a freestyle of his.
his freestyles on those fucking whatever, the morning shows are
Yeah.
insane. They're so good.
Yeah, but
And he's Jewish.
And
thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, but the Beastie Boys covered it. There's no Jewish hip hop groups that could eclipse License to Ill.
That was a great album.
There isn't until there is, though. Someone's going to do it at some point in history of
Someone's
time.
gonna do it. There's been
Some
attempts.
Jew's going to come out there like Lil Dicky or who knows.
I'm talking a 3-man,
Right.
iconic.
Jamie Kennedy tried to do it.
I'm biased because
Couldn't do it.
The first piece of music I ever bought was Beastie Boys.
They're
License
great.
to Ill.
Loved them.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, y'all.
Yeah. Adam
Was it what's his name?
Yakowitz.
Dude, we're in the Rouse layer. This is kind of dope, dude. You don't know
You guys
we
have-
came all the way in Austin to cuddle on your fucking couch, and we're in Rouse's dope ass apartment.
You've never made any. Everybody makes references to all the satanic imagery and
well, it wouldn't
things
be
like
a Rouse layer without that shit, though. You know, Rouse's house.
Rouse's House from Behind, which is coming out in October.
I got offered 2 podcasts when I came out here to Austin to do. The Joe Rogan Experience reached out and said, "Would you like to be on?" And at first I said yes, and then you reached out and said, "Will you do the podcast?" And so I called Joe and I canceled on him, and now I'm here. And this is a lot better. Because as you know, I've done it twice before. Needed to come back. Joe Rogan's like, "I'll do that when I get to it."
Yeah, well, first of all, you were episode 1 of my podcast. Mm-hmm. You were the first episode like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
You're like, hey, set up the mics, and then hey, let's just fucking shoot an episode.
That's how I get on podcasts. Yeah. I go in there for tech advice.
And your like, how many episode 1s have you been on? 150.
A lot of episode 1s. Yeah.
And when did you lose your writing job on SNL?
Oh man,
that's so funny.
Is that a sensitive subject?
That's so funny.
It's you know what? Honestly, a lot of people cry wolf on in our industry of ideas that have been extracted or remnants of something that's already in the ether in the stand-up community. But I've never seen line for line,
it was pretty blatant.
for line for line. How do you? Where does that? It's like 13 coincidences one after another.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Do you want to explain?
Like maybe there's a small percentage chance that it was parallel thought, but it was pretty blatant. So my friend Alex Onsaliaga, my neighbor, it was he came up with the sketch, the original sketch draft, and then we worked on it together and punched it up. There's some drama between us now because of it, but what was I going to say? Oh, so I remember thinking maybe it's parallel thought, and then I sent it over to Alex, and Alex was like, he gave me the courage to post it.
Yeah,
because he's like, no, they
sketch
stole
was
it.
Probably
they stole it because I didn't want to cry wolf, and I didn't want to like get attention,
of course,
for this, and I was like, I don't know the story, who cares? And he's like, no, that's messed up, that's effed up, dude. They took it, and he was very passionate about it. So I'm like, all right, well let's make a little comparison video and post it on the internet and see what happens. And it went like micro viral on the comedy scene. Yeah.
And not only that, but if I remember the timelines correctly, your sketch was probably 2 years earlier, wasn't it?
It was about 10 months earlier.
10 months earlier. So it was a scene.
And I submitted it on I submitted a writer's packet to SNL this year. And it was in the writer's packet.
Wow.
So I posted clip? No, clip separately. So I sent them the actual script that we wrote. And then I also posted the clip on my Instagram and YouTube. And not to name drop or brag, but there's several people from SNL that follow me on Instagram and that for sure likely watched my sketches. Both cast members, writers, producers. Just because I've been in the comedy scene 10 years and have met a lot of those people.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like bragging, but it's truth.
Yeah, it's very plausible that they not only saw my script, but my
Isn't it
sketch.
weird when people think you're not going to go anywhere and they bite your shit?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
And it's funny because I would always hear, since I moved to LA, you always hear bitter comedians or shitty comedians who go, this network stole my shit, this guy stole my joke.
Yeah.
And whenever I hear that, I always, in my head, I nod and say, oh, that sucks, man. But in my head, I go, you're full of shit. No one's stealing your thing. No one steals.
Yeah.
Everyone can come up with their own stuff.
Yeah.
It was probably parallel thought at best. Mm-hmm. And then it happened to me. And I'm like, oh, I guess it does happen sometimes.
For you, it's business as usual. You haven't jumped off and said, the industry fucked me over 10 years ago, and that's why it never went anywhere for me.
Yeah, no one ever fucked me over. Just no one ever hired
cared.
me to begin with.
Yeah.
That fat Jewish guy, you remember that dude? He was like a big Instagram guy.
Oh,
he would steal jokes.
Yeah.
And he stole one of my jokes, and I got tagged, like a fucking billion people tagged me in his post. It was like, I had some Starbucks joke or some shit, whatever. It was like.
That was his thing, though. He was the meatpacking company, like the baloney guy of stand-up comedy.
Yeah. But that's what would happen. He would go, and then I was in New York that week, right? Like I was in New York doing shows, and he has like, I guess, interns or some shit go to stand-up shows or something. They'd bite like, little snippets to put on like a meme, right? Mm-hmm. And he did it, and that's what I was the same thing. I was like, fuck. I remember, and I was like newer in the comedy game, so.
Try not to ruffle feathers.
At the time, no, I just hit my manager. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man? And he's like, Yeah, I don't know. There's a few ways. Then luckily, like some of the news, whatever, fucking, I forget some of these.
Backed you up.
Yeah, they picked it up, and then they got like 3 other comics that he's bit from.
Yeah.
And then, so that was cool to just have that validation because I was like, oh, okay.
Not only that, the guy had a development deal with
They dropped
network.
it at that time, and that's when the article came
Yeah.
out, and then all the shit, like, and then he lost everything. But the comics really got on board, and it was dope to see everyone tag, like, yo, this is his joke, this is his joke.
I can't wait to see all the documentaries 10, 20 years from now of all these people that had these huge peak of successes and just fell by the wayside because it was all a house of cards anyway.
You mean just with getting their shit stolen?
No. With people skyrocketing into celebrity, like what was it, Fat Jew? That guy.
Just by ripping
like I
people off.
never. All of a sudden, it was like people were accumulating millions of followers in a very short time in comedy.
Well, I think, I actually don't think that SNL steals or that even the Fat Jew steals. I could be wrong on both accounts, but I don't think Lorne Michaels
He's got
saying to people, hey, when you have a slow week, watch some stand-up sketches and go through the writer's packets.
It could be like a writer under pressure.
Yeah, I think it's pressure.
All of them are under
Exactly.
pressure, and Lorne Michaels is not going to tarnish.
No,
Yeah.
there's no way.
His
So I'm
crown
I'm not
of
bitter
comedy.
towards SNL. I'm not even bitter at all.
Talk
Actually,
to Jim Brewer.
Yeah,
He'll tell you a laundry
lot
list.
of people were talking.
Yes.
Were clipping that.
Yeah, Jim Brewer.
Yeah.
There's other guys that have had.
There's a
stories.
guy from the handful of times I've heard him discuss his experience on Saturday Night Live. If there's anybody that deserves to be pissed off, it would be Brewer. When you're a star player and people are railroading you into a position where you want to kill other people on the staff.
Yeah, that was a good Rogan story. where
Yeah,
he's
that
talking
was
about
cool.
Wanting to be, or he actually tried to fight the guy, and
he's like,
someone broke it up.
I'm from the streets.
But yeah, I would imagine that both in my circumstance with SNL and Amir's circumstance with the Fat Jew, it's pressure as an employee there at one of those places as a writer.
Yeah.
You have to come up with
Lauren's not like
right. They can't cross check everyone. It's like plagiarizing in college. There's pressure to get this essay done.
Yeah.
I plagiarized before. Especially when it's different when we're stand-up comedians, at least for me, there's no pressure. I don't have to come up with an hour in a certain amount of time. No one's knocking on my door begging for it. When there is that pressure, when someone's saying, hey, you need a new hour by October, that's when you probably get a little itch on you. Hey, maybe I could just rip off this bit. I need it. No one's going to notice. But for me, there's no need to steal because there's no one... it doesn't benefit me to steal because I'm not making money from stealing.
No, you're adrift anyway.
Right.
You know
I'm
what
a
I mean?
nobody. But when you're a somebody, that's when it makes more sense to steal.
But you're in an isolated lake. People come to the shore and wave to you, but you're like, I'm still paddling.
Yeah.
Could you throw me? There's no ropes left.
100%.
Right? But there's some. I wish I had better language, but there's some pride in being in the ocean all by yourself in a boat in a storm.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opposed to
less pressure. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of living in a boat on the ocean, how's your boat coming together? Your
I'm
land
building.
boat.
Well, actually, Amir owns a boat. He owns a fishing boat.
Ew.
I
caught crabs on your
that
boat
he
last
keeps
time I was on.
in the Long Beach harbor. What's it called? What's the name of it?
The
Don't
SS
tell people.
Seaman.
The SS.
Do you have problems with outside forces?
How so?
What boat slip is it? What boat number is it?
I can't tell people.
You
man.
live
I don't want people
secret.
sinking my boat. Yeah, dude. Have you watched Seaspiracy? Come on, man. Get with the times, you fucking.
What's your address? What's your home address?
Don't talk to people this way.
Ari went to the Scientology. You're in the flyer.
He's so stupid, dude. He went there and did the test with. You went with Abby, right?
Yeah,
Grant made me sit through
Abby
that.
Roger.
Roberge.
And because I remember you guys coming back to the store one time, giggling together, like, "Oh fuck, we just."
It's a long thing. It's not short, dude. You got to sit there.
Yeah.
for hours.
We've spent full days at the Scientology Center.
And they have all your info and shit. Just
Oh, I still get phone calls and letters from them. And we were in, and the best.
You're in the newsletter.
The
Your photo.
The best thing that happened was We were there all day. And they have like a school, basically. It's like a classroom system.
And you two you and Abby could potentially be like role model, like aspiring, high level. You guys look textbook Tom Cruise.
I mean, anybody could if you have money. That's what all they care about. They
Abby
want.
grew up in a cult.
Yeah,
is
but-
what people don't know. Abby grew up in a cult.
Yeah. I felt bad
Abby
about
grew up
that,
as a
but-
Hare Krishna. So we were there one day, and we were there. They closed to the general people at around 5 p.m. I forget. I think it was 5 p.m. And we forgot something. We left, so we came back because we forgot something. So we kind of, they're closing up, and we sneak through the exit. Not sneak through. We just walk in confidently because we were just going to get something. Mm-hmm. And as we go in, they have this, like a photographer is there, and he sees us, and he goes, "Hey, are you guys down
Idiots?
to be in the photo shot? No, like, are you guys down to be in the photo shoot? We need 2 extra people." And he just thinks we're Scientologists because we're walking in confidently to get a thing, and the building's closed, and we're like, "Oh yeah, of course, yeah, would love to help."
See, that's the thing.
It was literally like a movie moment where we didn't belong there, but they thought we did, and they're like, "You guys are in the photo shoot."
You're officially Tom Hanks.
Hold on. Were you really in the brochure?
Yeah,
100%.
I saw
Yeah,
the picture.
they gave us uniforms. And not only that, they put us in the Scientology uniforms.
Oh my god!
And they were taking, and they had nice. And this was a high level shoot. Like you'd think maybe it's some rinky dink.
Oh, it was one of
like
those
cult shoot.
fold-out- it was a
It was a
fold-out-
nice brochure. They were using
Multiple-
full frame Sony
leaves.
cameras. And it was like a lighting,
You look
real
great.
photo. Thank
You guys
you. It
look
was a
great.
real photo shoot, and now we're in the. It's called the. What's it called now? I forget the name of the brochure we were in, but it's for their. They have this thing where you basically detox you, and you take all these pills. It's
And
in the
your money.
documentary, but it says, "Yeah, we're in the brochure for it."
That's
the
so
center.
That's history. You always wanted your name on the
Do you
wall
have
of the,
the
store.
brochure?
Yeah, I have it at home.
He's got
That's
T-shirts
so
made with the
cool.
brochure.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, they can't deny you access. That's legitimately, look, I got to go in and grab some souls. And they go, "Do you work here?" And I go, "I'm in the brochure."
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And then it was fun. We came back and we showed the people, because we loiter there a lot to like kind of make fun of them. And we showed this girl that we were in the brochure, and she was like,
Wow.
She was literally stunned. She was like, "How did you guys get in the brochure?" And we're like, "Oh, they love us. They love us here." And she's like, "I've been in Scientology my whole life, and I've never been in the brochure."
Yes,
and
there's a lot of stats.
It was legitimately
You can get some
hilarious.
science whole from that.
I
Just
wish
by
I
being
could.
in.
So they're strict because I've hit on many Scientologist women at the center. I go there and hit on the women there for fun, and
Do you want to go clear?
from behind.
Do you want to go clear from?
I say would love to take you on a date sometime, just normal stuff. But they always are like, they only date Scientologists.
Really?
They would never date an
It's
outsider.
all in-house.
It's all in house, and it's that way in a lot of religions and cults.
Yeah, but
you know?
what do you? Isn't there going
like
to be a
Amir's
culture
parents
clash?
would be very mad if they found out that me and him were dating.
Keep the gloves up.
But
dude.
what about a Shiksa Scientologist?
What about
Would you marry one?
I would, but they would never marry me. I'm not picky about who I date. I'll date any race or
You looked
religion.
at it like your whole family tree. Is that really what you're going to do with the rest of us? Is just fuck whoever you want? Ari?
Would your family be mad if they found out we were dating?
Not at all. Not at all.
You threw up in your mouth.
No, I didn't.
He wouldn't. His family wouldn't, but he would.
I
You'd be
would.
angry if you guys were dating.
If people knew how close we were, there's no video on this one, but dude, we are so close.
Yeah, I know you guys are close.
Oh, we're wrapped in each other's
See, that's
arms.
the thing, though. Ari, he slithers up beside you and makes you love him and pet him.
I had known Ari for years, man.
He's
one of
my
the fucking-
favorite lap
He's one
dog.
of my favorite guys to talk to, dude. For the first 3 years, I only called him about tech stuff,
Yeah.
and then I was like, you know what, this guy's actually pretty fucking cool.
I got along with him right away.
Yeah, I like Ari. I like hanging out because
Is he listening?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember.
stays
how-
true.
I actually legitimately don't remember meeting either of you. I don't remember our first meets. Do you guys? Do either of you have a first?
It was definitely at a
Memory?
comedy club.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
was trying to move into your building. I think initially.
Oh, with Brian Moreno.
Oh, the Brian
Yeah.
Moreno house. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
With
looking
Lenoci?
for decent accommodations, and I thought, oh, these comedians. It's probably now they. Brian is an idiot.
Brian's an idiot.
Brian's an
He
idiot.
just called me. He called me.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
He's an idiot. Nice guy. Doofus.
He has to
Big
be.
doofus.
Wait, why do you guys
I'm an
not like him?
asshole.
No, I think
Oh no, I was.
I love him. But he's a big doofus.
Yeah.
Should we edit that out?
No, I like Brian.
I like Brian too.
So we can just leave that in.
Okay.
I don't even know
You
the
don't need
woman.
any shit.
You don't know.
I know him.
You do. Have you done his new podcast? Have you?
Who's got a new podcast? Let's do this podcast. How about that? I heard you got fired
From?
life.
Hey, God damn it, dude. All right, I'm out of here.
Have you ever been fired from something? I would imagine you have.
HBO
For what? What was the...
Tell us that story.
for being awesome.
Yeah.
No, I don't get fired. I haven't had a day job in.
No, like an acting
20
gig
years.
or, you know...
I should have been fired.
Have you ever been kicked off a weekend early? Like, come on, 'cause you're a very polarizing figure, both on and off the stage. You're covered in tattoos. You have a shaved head. You have plugs in your ears. You talk about.
Squeaky clean material.
your
I'm
material is
polarizing to
off
say the
charts.
least. Yeah, I've been fired. Honestly,
Tell us your
Because-
worst fire story,
my worst fire.
like the one
story?
where it actually upset you.
Oh, I got fired. No,
There's no club that you were doing and they're like, hey, man,
Nottingham Jongleurs in England. Nottingham, where Robin Hood's from. Because they would get, it was a comedy chain like the Improv, and they would get large businesses would do their annual
like corporate events there.
corporate events. So you get, the audience would be like a couple different businesses, and sometimes they out with the boss drinking, get a little me against them, and they said you can't come back to this particular club. It's Nottingham, England. It's posh-y people. You know, they're not, Mr. Shit Whiskers is not going to fly in the old English. But no, honestly, fired from in show business, and I'm exaggerating 3 times. You seem not convinced. But
Well, you know, I've watched you with audiences that you know, I would say, oh, okay, this isn't going to be a Rouse audience, you know.
and I've turned them around.
And you've turned them around,
Yeah.
exactly. And I've seen you like I said with the Moz shows. That was one of my favorite ones to watch because I go, I mean, it was like a true watching like a real comedian.
Explain, because
Well, no, it was watching a real comedian do what the fuck that he does and not like pander at all.
No.
Based off the audience. Like you said, you switch the cards around, which is what I would do. Like if I'm in a city and I go, okay, this joke might go over well here. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just, but we got a deep well of shit to pull from. Like you got a deep back pocket with jokes you've had for 30 years or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, just.
And I've
just-
spent my whole career a majority of it of not having my audience.
Right.
It's always been somebody else's audience. And I enjoy the being. I need a tug of war. I run into problems sometimes when it's a lot of my fans in certain places in the world where it's specifically come out to see me. And that's a whole different language altogether.
Like, how so are they expecting like the hardest Rouse that
They're
they could
totally
see?
expecting it,
Yeah,
and they're almost oh, that wasn't bad enough. No one like that.
Yeah.
That was a terrible Danish accent, but I can't believe it. Everyone they clapped at the end. I want my money back. You know, I actually had a guy ask for his money back because it wasn't as aggressive as he was told it was going to be.
Yeah. More pussy blood.
More pussy blood. More stillborn babies on ice picks.
I imagine some people, because this even happens to me, and I'm edgy, but not, I would say, less edgy than you. But people say they bring people to my shows because they want to watch
Them freak out.
watch my set.
Yeah.
Like they've already seen it, and they go, and I just like watching other people see you for the first time.
Sure.
So I imagine there's people who bring people to you, and then they're like, oh man, everyone's liking
Even-
him. It's not as fun because everyone loves him.
Not only that, people will come to my shows to break up with their significant others.
That's so good.
They come to
I've
break
brought
up.
people into the room to watch you go on.
Yeah, to see where they are.
Oh, dude, I've been like, you got to watch this. So that's the thing. I think comics would do that for your set as well. Like Brody was a guy like that. You know, I'd make people come in and watch. Brody.
Holtzman's
a guy like that. Last night was
Barris,
so fun.
you know,
Yeah,
there's anybody at the store
It's
after
like,
midnight.
you gotta
Let's
see
be
this.
honest. Yeah, you got to see this.
Yeah.
Brian's been killing it. He's going to
Bro,
run
we were
for
with him
mayor.
last night.
Yeah.
He's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Man. Holtzman's just
Wild man.
He's an animal, dude. I love it.
Wild man, love it. What a that's the canary in the birdcage for Austin. Is Brian Holtzman's I don't even know, undescribable
You got to watch
force
him,
of nature.
It's incredible to see, even because his material, if you think about it, like this day and age, but you see him turn a room, it's so fucking
Yes.
dope. It's like, you know, and it's not late. It's not like they have him up pretty prime time nowadays. And you know, at the Comedy Store, they've have him.
He's
have him up
probably
at
the
1
most experienced comedian in the city.
I think so.
Started in '88.
Before I was born. I heard
Before you were born.
he's a self-saboteur, I've heard. He has, throughout the years, been presented some opportunities and then just
Yeah, but
does not bend to the Hollywood agenda at all.
That's the thing. People present their opportunities to
Right.
you. It doesn't necessarily make it your opportunity.
Right.
Now we look at that as being, what was the word? Saboteur or what?
Self-saboteur, or some would
Self-saboteur.
call him just a true artist and not a sellout.
Yeah, you
See,
can
I'm
play
willing to
that
sell out.
kind of romantic end of it, of always so avant-garde, artistic integrity. But those are opportunities that people manufacture to exploit your abilities, and sometimes your abilities are just not exploitable.
I'll tell you what, I want to sell out.
I know,
I
but
want
you've
someone to
been
exploit
saying
me.
that since the first. You couldn't beg for a Nickelodeon, and that's the thing.
I want Nickelodeon.
You're an infiltrate.
I'm going to delete all my social media so that Nickelodeon, I got a shot.
No, but you could bypass that by doing something even greater. You could sell out so bad that Nickelodeon, look, he's done a bunch of bad things, folks. Scientology flyers. I think he stole some Saturday Night Live sketches, but we need him on Willie's Water Slide kids show for Nickelodeon, and you play Willie, and you make
Would
$10
you guys do
million
that?
a
Would
year.
either of you play Willie on Willie's Water Slide for Nickelodeon?
I have played it. I've played George the hot dog guy on Disney.
I thought that was...
You played George the hot dog guy?
George the
I
hot
played
dog guy was
George
Dana
the
Duke.
hot guy at the Green Door Sex Club in Las Vegas. I played that same character.
I thought that was Dana Duke.
Out so hard. No, dude, Dana Duke's so funny. So Dana Duke.
No, I'm
He's a
straight.
Persian comic. He's so stupid.
What's a Dana Dude? Is it
Dan
Persian?
Adut. He's a Persian comic, but he doesn't.
Is he
really
American?
And he's American.
a character you do? Dana Duke's a different person?
So Dan does his character Falafel Phil.
No.
Falafel Phil.
Isn't
And I've
that
always
kind
been
of like a Middle Eastern blackface?
Yeah, I would think so. But I mean, it's funny because it was years ago, and kids still like, dude, are you Falafel Phil? I've been with them, and they like call him Falafel Phil, which seems like they're calling him like a derogatory. Hey, it's Falafel Phil. Like I'm like, dude.
Yeah, somebody on the outside. What did you call that gentleman?
Yeah, it's weird. So I don't know. I've seen it.
You'd be falafel.
No, I wouldn't.
No, you can't.
No, are you crazy? I would never do that.
You wouldn't?
No, early in my acting career, they were like, oh, here, audition for the Disney. So I've done that.
How many movies have you been in?
I don't think I would do it. Now it's like if I see the fucking thing and it's like, oh, this is and it's just some like hacky character that comes in and does like a couple lines, a couple lines of like a Middle Eastern line. I won't do it. But if it's something that like you can, really get into and like make it funny and make it cool, then I'd do it.
You're saying you would only do now a role that speaks to you and that would interest you. You wouldn't sell out and do like a.
He's too
Rogan
old to sell
commercial.
out now.
Yeah, it's too old.
You look like a young Punky Brewster.
I was born in the '80s. I'm younger than you guys, but I'm not
What are
a
you,
spring chicken anymore.
38?
I'm 81. I'm almost 40.
I'm almost 50.
I'm 31.
You're 31?
Yeah.
31,
Damn, you're 10 years younger.
39.
I guess so.
You look like shit, Ari.
I know.
Eh.
No, he looks good. He looks like a 30-year-old.
No, I
think
look
you're-
my age. I very much look my age. I definitely don't look good, but I don't look.
Your
I don't think I look bad
military
either.
background has probably served you in your
Boy
future.
Scouts. Boy Scouts. It's not.
Okay, now you were in a uniform situation up in that paradise you fucking grew up in with your nice family.
Dude, he showed me how to march. He showed me how to march in a swimming pool last night.
Yeah, but he held his hand up over his head,
which was weird, I thought.
why is Ari goose stepping around the Mr. Turtle
Little
pool?
Heil Hitchcock.
Heil Hitchcock, Adolf Hitler.
No, wait. What were you saying?
See, how do you like it, you fucking asshole? You derailed this.
Listen, I can dish and I can take.
Yeah, but you like
Amir dishes and
the
doesn't
only
take.
reason you dish is because you like to take.
I like to
You're
take
sick.
it hard.
He
I like
takes
to take
it.
it hard from two men.
No, it's
At a
nothing
table.
queer, but you
Too bad.
You like taking it.
I take it.
You like it. You're a bit of a sadist.
I think I have one of those faces that people can. I've always been teased or bullied, not like hardcore.
Let's bring
bullied,
in Ari
just like
Shafir
a
and see
fun
who's got
bully.
a face that's got teased.
Yeah. I've always been one of those guys. I think I would just have a sweet face and I'm easy to.
You're
to
approachable.
Taunt. I'm approachable. I'm tauntable.
Your textbook taunt.
Yeah.
Your textbook
And-
taunt.
and,
but
and
you learned to eat it. You're a big shit eater.
It's funny because I've kind of had it the whole time, but then every time it happens, I still don't get it. But I think I'm just kind of one of like Tony Hinchcliffe is another. You look at him and you just want to tease him because he's just like a skinny little dweeb, and I think I have that quality too. And I've just come to realize it in the last couple of years.
But you have eroticized it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I bet you your dick gets a little thicker.
Sexualized it. You have.
Yeah.
I've seen you taking a beating verbally.
Yeah, and he licks his lips.
I've looked down and you've been pitching
Chubbed.
some sort of a little chub tent.
What's with your boners and being yelled at?
You don't get to pick your fetishes. You don't get to pick what you're into.
Hey, I'm not
and
judging.
It just so happens that I guess over the years I've grown to like it, and now when someone taunts me, I get rock hard. I get
rock
hard erection. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm well endowed. So when I get a rock hard erection, people notice, and it's uncomfortable. 'cause
People
I'll
are
be in a
tripping
public-
over it.
I'll be in a public setting. Someone's making fun of me, and then they look down, and I'm erect.
But
And
that's
I
the thing.
can't
When
control
you
it.
get a boner, it's different than when I get a boner or when he gets a boner. But
Jason's goes
you
inward.
can. Your boner is kind of approachable.
I have one right now.
I know.
Piece of shit. Look, see, the moment you call him a piece of shit, is a little
It's
tingle in his eye.
Look,
Piece of shit.
If I threw a cup of hot, okay, if I showed a picture of the lady and threw a cup of her piss in your face,
Oh gosh.
yeah, there we go.
I'll come. I'll
I get
come.
it. You'll come.
Yeah.
More pussy blood.
What about you? You ever had a cup of piss thrown in your face?
Never a cup of piss. I actually, I've had. I shit on a boat the other day. I was on a fishing trip and I had to shit in a bucket, right? So I put a little water.
We
in the
got
bucket.
buckets here.
Yeah, that's the only way I can shit from now on.
I know you
After I
develop a
did
fetish.
it, it was fucking amazing, dude. So I'm sitting on the deck of this boat, and I
Did you sit on the bucket where you?
Yeah, there's a little toilet seat that goes on the bucket, so you fill it with a little bit of water. You don't do a dry shit. You fill it with a little salt water.
Why? So it splashes in you?
Nah, yeah.
You get
put
freckles on
just
you?
enough so it doesn't stick to the sides of the bucket because you don't want to be cleaning that out.
Throw the bucket out.
Listen.
First of all, you're in the ocean. Hang a rat over the side.
Yeah, but you can't because there's 25 fishing boats around.
You wear a mask. You wear a mask. And they go, did you see
Adolf
Spider-Man
Hitler.
shit off of our boat?
Adolf Hitler.
Spider-Man? Did you see that? I didn't see no Spider-Man. You're still wiping.
that dentist is taking a fucking hanging. so I shit in the bucket and I threw it out with the water, and then a little bit of the water splashed back and hit me in the face.
Yeah.
So I have had a bucket of shit, a little shit water in the
But
mouth.
what was the follow-up? Oh, no. Or like,
No, like instinctively you go to lick the fluid that's coming off, because I'm used to that.
okay.
You
You've
know?
had,
I can't come without the shit thrown in
with
me.
your own shit.
Yeah.
you can do it.
It's better taking your own shit, I think, than taking someone else's shit.
On the face?
If you had to take a bucket of shit water in your face, wouldn't you rather be your own shit water?
I'd rather be my
We're clearly
Yeah.
at the wrong party. Okay, I don't know. Half of it is trying to guess the flavors.
Yeah, I guess you already knew the
I don't
flavors.
know if you ever been to like
A skeet fest?
ever been logged in.
Scat? Just your Snapchat.
My scat.
Is your
Speaking
scat-
of,
scat
you
chat. Have
kept
you
that
seen-
thing alive.
You follow?
Dude, I did for like
Yeah.
15 minutes and it just made me fucking sick.
Okay, let's address this and move on. 10 years ago, Snapchat became a thing. And when it became a thing, people had jumped into the idea of videotaping at shows for their Snapchats. And it became very annoying. I remember when Chris Rock was working on his Oscars set at the parlor, and people were just being very disrespectful and
Snapping it?
snapping it. This is like, he's getting ready to do the Oscars, and
Yeah.
people are scabbing off of it. Anyway, so I found the Snapchat, and I looked at the mechanics of it, and there's really, okay, I could apply some sort of content to it, but I found that it was just like paper airplanes into a fireplace. You know, this is going to consume a lot of my time, and I really didn't want to commit to that platform as far as producing content. But I knew it was a big thing, and it was when the cell phones came out with the little, you could put a loop on the back so you could hold it, pop-ups and stuff. So I was like, I can really move this in any direction and it won't fall off my hand, and I can hold the record button down.
So it was almost like they were asking you to do it.
It was beckoning me. It was going, show people where you shit. So every morning, and you can attest to this.
Why'd you stop? Got lazy? It's like you didn't want to make it. You didn't want to get money.
It's not like you don't have content coming, you know?
Dude, honestly, and you could. It was every day for 5 years, 6 years maybe.
I know, and now that it's over,
Snapchat's
feel a
still
little
a
empty.
thing.
Yeah, I feel a little empty inside. And
I was
it's something
trying to
that's
get rid of
missing
it.
from my life, and I've never been able to replace with something.
You know, I've got a lot of things on my plate, and and I can't be showing you my asshole all the time, Ari.
Was there an awakening moment that made you stop? Where you're like, I'm done with this, or did you just get bored of it? Like, what made you finally stop?
Some Norwegian black metal guys told me enough.
Really?
It's the same thing every time.
Did you ever? You never got flagged. Is there not a? It's not flaggable, or was that the thing with Snapchat? You could put snuff on there. And
Well,
it'd
look
be
at
fine?
Dalia.
Yeah.
You know that people didn't know that you could save those videos, but I made sure that. Look, and there's thousands of dumps, and I was going through a detox.
I think people would talk about it though a lot at clubs. Whenever Snapchat would come up, I think your asshole would come up every now and then.
People were terrified.
I promoted it quite heavily.
You were great because you would do it.
I wouldn't tell people what to get into.
No,
if you haven't seen Jason Rouse's Snapchat, you have to follow him. It is incredible.
I think that's why I maybe looked at it, and then I was like, "What the fuck?"
But Ari would go. Like, there'd be tourists there from England. Oh, we're at the fucking comedy store. Oh, you guys like comedy? You guys know who Jason... Oh, this guy's great. Have you seen his Snapchats?
Yeah.
And then I'd have to slowly slip out in the shadows because now these people have been assaulted.
and
Like, they've been assaulted.
Yeah.
They're on vacation and they're watching a waterfall of shit. Like, right? How long? Like
It was truly disgusting.
like 3 meters of mud scarf firing out of a fucking one of those shirt cannons. It would just pour out.
Yeah.
I was doing.
I was actually concerned with your
juicing.
health many days.
I know. I had some friends that would show it to their physician friends, and they go like, "This guy's dying," and I'm like, "I'm already dead."
Yeah.
Because
it was liquid quite often.
I would use beet juice because there was no fiber in my diet. I was doing
Why?
a very clean protein. Vegan protein.
That doesn't seem healthy.
Juice. So beets, carrots.
I'm not a
kale.
doctor, but if it caused that kind of bowel movements that often, it could not have been a healthy diet.
It was completely healthy. There was no. I was completely, but there was nothing to
Shitting
hold it.
liquid for
It wasn't
for
liquid.
weeks on end is not healthy.
Years, and it didn't. It looked like liquid because it was one piece, and it would come out so fast, like a fire hazard. like it's. Remember when you were in school and the fire alarm would go off? Mm-hmm. I was the fire alarm. And those kids couldn't get out fast enough. So it'd be one push, and it would look
There's
weird.
usually a cork, right? There's a little shit cork.
That's the thing. It's not diarrhea. Don't be gross.
There's
okay?
a shit cork, and then it comes out, and then beet juice.
It wasn't diarrhea,
No,
but it was
one piece.
small step above diarrhea.
It was. If you held it like a fish.
Pissing out of your asshole.
No, it's not like beef dip. It had some texture. It was a log in the
Amir,
bowl.
are you happy you did this podcast?
But when
I'm
the water
ecstatic.
changed direction, it would dissipate. But you could see there was nothing to hold it together. It was pure
I want you guys
juice.
to play this at my funeral.
I haven't even hit record yet. This is just the warm up to get someone to throw up, and then we start recording. Everyone's just like, thank God they were talking about logs again on the show.
It can't go an episode without it.
But you kept that going, and actually, you would actually shame me. Hey, I haven't seen your shit in a couple of days. Is everything okay?
Dude, it's just like I'm tired of these people half-assing their work.
Half-assed.
It's like commit, be a professional, give the people what they want.
Yeah.
And you can't complain that you're not getting booked enough gigs if you're not shitting every day on your Snapchat.
I know.
I can never hear you say I'm not getting
I
enough
never
shows.
complained about my shows. I had a couple of shows. I don't know. I do maybe like 3 shows a month that were worthy.
Yeah.
I know. I went from like 5 days a week to 3 shows a month. But it was all.
That's how it's been for me during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I've been doing like
I went back
1
to
to 3
Canada
shows.
for 6 months to do shows in a park.
Were they fun?
They were great. And then I caught a month of Yuck Yucks tours on the West Coast in October, came back to LA in November, moved to Austin by December, mid-December.
So who's your crew out here? Is it the Death Squad crew? Like, do you have a crew? Who's your best friend in Austin?
Her.
Amir.
No, I don't have a best friend. I don't have a crew.
Not yet. You're working on it.
No.
Rouse is a lone wolf, dude.
I'm
Every
totally
time
lone
I see
wolf.
the
You know.
guy,
See, he
I'd
knows.
see him in like L.A., dude. Never
By
one,
himself.
except for those one time I saw you at like the Lovitz Club with like a cast of characters look like out of fucking like a death metal band or some shit.
Yeah,
You get visitors, and they were like Norwegian or some shit, or
Oh,
Scandinavian.
yeah. My
And
friends from Sweden.
there you go,
Tattooed,
Sweden. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they were in the back talking
Vafang.
shit. The Vafang.
You know, you speak a little Swedish.
I had a really good friend in high school that was Swedish, Eric Buchanan.
Erik Bakanen.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, ho. They think it's weird when people
Hexamico.
nod, when they say hi to each other.
Yeah.
He said, what's up? I said, does this, like they think it's weird. When you walk by and you nod at them or go, hey, how are you?
They're like, why?
They're like, why? They don't do that shit. They don't
Yeah.
they don't acknowledge each other. They just kind of walk around and, right? They don't smile at each other and shit.
No, because there's no reason to do.
It's cold. I feel
fake-
like it's cold.
It's cold because it's honest.
Yeah.
The world is a cold, lonely place. And they go, why would you fake? Hi.
Hey, how are you?
You don't really give a fuck.
Hey, how
I
are
don't
you?
give a fuck.
I like it.
You would dig
because
it.
it acknowledges that there's a human being next to you.
Yeah, but
when someone
what
doesn't
is
look
a
at you
human
and go,
being?
hey, when someone doesn't go, hey, it makes it feel like you don't exist to me.
So how do you approach a woman in Sweden if you don't say
You
hey?
speak English.
You go,
And they go,
dude,
"Oh,
I
where
was
is-"
at. I'd be at a club. No, seriously. Once
Yeah.
they hear you speaking, and everybody wants to speak English when they're
Yeah.
drunk in Sweden.
Yeah,
they
they
get
speak
fucking-
English perfectly.
They do.
Yeah,
and then they start speaking. And I ordered like a beer in English, and then everybody was like, "Oh my god, this guy's American."
I could see you with a giant.
Swedish babe.
Yeah, when I say
love
giant,
that.
like 6'2", former gymnast.
Sounds great. I've been dating this new girl. We've been on 6 dates now. But if it doesn't work out, I'll go for the Swedish monster.
Swedish monster. 6 dates. I've never been on a date.
Yes, you have. I've seen you on a date.
When? When have you seen me with a woman?
I went with you. Remember when we went to you opened for?
I've seen you on a date. I've seen you.
All right. Everyone settle down. What do you
Yeah.
mean a date?
You were with that one chick.
Yeah, you were with a chick and you bought her.
Why am I
drinks and
embarrassed?
You were dating a
because
chick.
you guys are telling me
You had a
that I was on
girlfriend.
a date.
You had a
You did have a girlfriend for a while. I saw her on multiple occasions with you.
That cunt from England.
Whatever.
Was she British or American?
I think she was American. Yeah.
Okay.
The one I'm thinking of was American.
Yeah. You remember we went to you opened for Tom Green? She came with us, and you guys were making fun of my music, even though I listen to very good music.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. You listen to garbage. You listen to people screaming in garbage cans at the top of their lungs, and which is fine. I don't judge you for listening to dumb, like hardcore rock scream that matches your
It's
your
not even
tattoos,
rock. It's
whatever
not
it is.
rock.
I don't judge you for listening to crazy
If you've
music that
seen my
matches your look, but you can't
playlist-
call my music dumb. That's for sure.
I think your music
Yeah.
sucks.
It doesn't.
It's probably.
I think it's all an act.
Shit.
Rouse like listens to fucking soft jazz at home. And
I
then
do.
when-
I listen-
Then when someone comes over, he's got to put on that fucking
You ever
hardcore
seen-
shit.
I don't put on. There's no put on. There's no.
I
this
saw
is
him-
it.
I saw him in regular life, dude. The weirdest thing is to see Rouse like
Shopping?
out- not at night. To see
Oh,
this
during the
motherfucker
day.
I saw him at Runyon, which is like a hiking place
Yeah.
in LA, and it was just my mind almost fucking
I
exploded.
know because you got to look at each
and I
other
was
for
like,
10 minutes.
Yeah, and I was like looking, I'm like, that can't be. There's no way. Even like seeing you across the street today.
all in black, weight vest,
Yeah,
hood covered. I don't.
Like, yeah.
I don't.
Like, were you gonna say? Like
I
a
don't
black
know.
guy?
No, I wasn't going to say that.
I look like Batman.
Cancel him.
Cancel him. Who's next? I know you've been. I've been trying to look. We're trying to get.
Yeah, we've been trying to be
for different
canceled for a long
things.
time.
Cancel you guys.
You just don't want to shame your family enough to be exiled.
Dude, if you guys knew
Your
my
folks-
relationship with my folks, you would just be like, oh, wow, that's not the normal relationship people have with their parents.
You have sex.
No,
with
I
them?
know.
Did you remember how I reacted to when you said you called your mom a bitch as a kid?
Ooh.
And I was like, well, what did she say to deserve that? When everybody
Yeah.
else was like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. I go, well,
Yeah.
she said something real bad.
Do you have a loosey-goosey relationship with your folks?
It's a little bit of resentment, I think, from when I was a kid or some shit. I don't know. Maybe the move to America
but they
fucked me up or something.
clearly what you've done in your career. I don't think there's no stars in your family.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I was looking for that approval after I turned like fuck. When I started making money in real estate back in the day, was when
Yeah.
I was like, fuck them. Well, I don't know what, because it didn't matter anymore. My dad moved back to Iran, so I didn't give a shit anymore. But like, I always felt like abandoned by them or something weird,
Only the dad moved back to Iran.
Yeah, but now he goes back and forth. But
Yeah.
my mom stayed here, and then my mom was kind of like a kid when she had us, so I felt like I was raising her the whole time. So like,
How
I'm
old
teaching
was your
her.
mother when she had you? 17?
Like 19, 18, 19, something like that, maybe a little older.
My mother was
20.
like 17.
Yeah, so they're
Young
kids,
mothers.
Imagine you were fucking 18,
Dude.
raising kids in a new country. Like, dude, she had no idea.
3 of them by herself.
Yeah, she had no idea.
That's crazy.
Have you guys been to therapy?
Oh God, here we go.
Fuck you,
Are
Ari.
you pitching your show?
I'm just saying, you
Unsolicited
guys. I'm
therapy?
just saying,
Which
it
I
sounds
think
like
is-
we all need therapy.
No. That's what drugs and pussy are for, you fucking shithead. And
That's
your
a form. Okay.
your dating is
Yeah.
bullshit.
What do you mean it's bullshit?
And your fucking
Ari has a
playlist
shotgun above his
sucks.
bed. Have you been to his house with a shotgun above his bed? Like, who is going there?
What kind of
and-
shotgun shoots vibrators? Okay. That's a cock gun.
Saved it.
You just like the conversation starters. You're like, hey, what the hell's that? Oh, it's a double barrel dildo.
I mean, you might think it's a conversation starter. For me, it's a matter of protecting myself and defending my house against predators.
Dude, you Airbnb'd and they robbed your house blind. That was the best.
Oh,
He-
did you
He
get-
did like the quick rent, and they stole like his fucking pet snake and everything. They took everything.
no. I think I remember hearing, was this, what, 6 months ago?
No, this was
Like a year or two.
no more than probably 6 years ago. At this
So
point, it was a
you-
long time ago. It was yeah.
Airbnb, that was fucking.
When I got robbed on Airbnb, it was years. It was many years ago.
So what happened?
The newest apartment.
Yeah, so I think it was 3 or 4 years ago.
So
at
you
least.
Airbnb your place for how many days?
So I used to, when I would go on the road, I would Airbnb my apartment to kind of double up because, as like a feature at these
Yeah.
clubs, you're breaking even.
Even, yeah.
So I would Airbnb my apartment and then I would at least make a little bit of money and it felt like I was making money as a stand-up,
Sure.
even though I really wasn't. I was making it from Airbnb.
Clever,
But,
smart.
yeah. So, and I still to this day, I'm not anti-Airbnb even after this experience. Overall, you make money. It's simple money. Someone stays at you have a hotel. You turn your apartment into a hotel. But I came back one time, and my place had been ransacked. So they booked it for a night, and they just looted the apartment. Because a lot of Airbnbs, you go there and it's just for Airbnb. Not that many of them people actually live in.
Yeah.
Have shit to steal.
Yeah. But I have guitars on the wall, my skateboards on the wall, my gun on the wall. Like I had stuff. It
Yeah.
wasn't like not a rich guy. It wasn't crazy,
Keepsakes.
but just normal stuff. I have a
Yeah.
TV, I have a projector, just the stuff that you use. And yeah, I have camera lenses, cameras, laptops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he did the instant rent, which is he did the instant rent, which
Yeah.
you don't screen these motherfuckers, and it's L.A.
So you did a panic last minute booking or accepted?
I need the money. And I had all good experiences so far. And yeah, it was stupid. In retrospect, it was very stupid. But yeah, it was instant book. So that means anybody could book it.
Without screens?
I don't have to like message them or get to know them. It was just booked.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it. And then I came back and it was gone. Luckily, Airbnb has a
Insurance?
$1 million host guarantee insurance. So it was a pain in the ass to get, but I got
got
reimbursed.
reimbursed.
I got everything booked. Yeah.
Did
Did you-
Airbnb? I gave him some receipts for lenses he didn't own.
Did you?
So he came up. I swear to God, we got all sorts of lenses and shit. I'll throw you under the bus, bro. I'll
obvious.
send you under the bus. Dude, there you go.
hard again. He's hard
We have to
again.
wait 3 more years before we talk about that.
No, dude, the statute of
You got a
limitations is up.
boner.
You said it was 6 years ago.
I don't remember exactly how long it was.
Somebody had a good joke about that. It's not my joke, but somebody was like, I tried to file
Cancel.
this insurance claim, and he goes, yeah, the insurance company's on him. He's like, sir, Rolex doesn't make car stereos.
That's funny.
That's good.
Yeah, no, that was when I was a kid, your bike would get stolen.
Oh, I got my bike.
Stolen. Am I saying it? I have
Stolen.
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 Yeah. Stolichin.
I'm learning English from you.
Yeah.
Stolen.
Well, you're fucking Canadian, dude. You guys don't speak
You're fucking
properly.
Canadian. And the
You don't
funny
speak
part
Canadian,
is
and you
I
speak-
know that you
Me.
and you
And Amir.
love
Stealing.
the Canucks.
Oh, Canucks. Yeah, I do.
You love Canadians.
I love Canadians. Yeah.
You just had a phone call from one of them.
I
Average.
found Canadians have dry and good senses of humor.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Thank you.
kind.
Passive aggressive.
A little bit.
So passive aggressive. Dude, you go to Vancouver. Go ahead.
Yes.
It's
and
so
I've
annoying.
noticed that my living here in Austin, that I'm like, oh, we're not that nice. It's very passive aggressive. So I
They're
recognize.
starting to be less nice, I think. But overall, Canadians are kind.
Love to follow rules.
They follow rules.
Yeah.
They're sweet. They're good senses of humor. They're beautiful. They're beautiful people. I would say there's a lot of beautiful Canadian women, and they're clean. Like you go around Canada, it's not dirty like America is.
No, it's pretty tidy.
Yeah, it's a
The
tidy
women
place.
are tidy. There's some street pigs out there.
Sure, yeah, it's like anything. This is a generalization, but overall,
Mr.
Canadian
K,
is
are
awesome.
you married
Canadian
or
is
something? You're clenching your lip like you want to tell us about all the pussy stories in
I
Canada,
can't.
but you
Yeah, I
can't.
can't.
I
I
can
just
see him going
can't.
like there. He's fucked a bunch of drifters. You fucked a bunch of
Fuck, now I'm coming alive, bro.
Montreal, right?
Yeah, Montreal's
You know,
insane.
yeah.
It's
Have you
incredible.
Montreal now.
No.
Oh my God, Montreal.
You
is
get chlamydia at the
fantastic.
airport.
I've
It's
always
dirty,
wanted
sexy.
chlamydia. I've always
You
wanted
never had
that.
chlamydia?
No, I've always wanted
What
it. I've
about-
been trying to get
What
it.
about you?
Oh, I've had it all. Chlamydia is an easy one.
Chlamydia's easy one.
It's an easy one. They give you
I'm
a
wearing
drink, the
chlamydia
little
right
blend
now,
the pill in the
actually.
drink.
Yeah, I've always wanted it. I heard it's one of the good ones to get. I've
a good
tried.
one.
I hate condoms, but
Yeah.
I think I'm just too strong. I'm immune from all these things.
That will
I've been trying to
fade.
get COVID. I've been trying to get it all.
But
Can't
you've
get
lived
it.
you're not a smoker, heavy drinker,
No.
drug addict.
Yeah,
none
no,
of that.
I don't do that
You're a
stuff.
pretty meat and potatoes kind of night person.
Yeah, I'm like I'm an alcoholic, but I don't drink alcohol.
It's really weird. He has alcoholic habits. Like he gets his hair cut at Pep Boys. I don't know if, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really an odd duck.
Yeah, mentally ill.
Pep
Something's
Boys.
wrong with me.
Yeah, dude, 2 for 1. He gets an oil change and a haircut.
I thought it was an
good
American pet shop. I thought he went to a poodle groomer.
No, they're too expensive. Pet Boys is way cheap.
You don't even know about Pep Boys? It's like a AutoZone.
Yeah, they go get. It's like mighty.
Oh, you don't even know about
muffler.
cars.
I don't know about cars.
He doesn't own a car.
Never had a car. Never been behind.
I think I've driven. Yeah, I've driven you around, and you've told me that several times.
Yeah,
You're
I-
in the back seat with some crazy fucking guy.
probably.
At this point,
Yeah.
you're like proud of never having been in a car. Do you want one?
So-
What about when they become autonomous? Will you buy one then?
What's autonomous mean?
They're coming out with autonomous cars, so you don't need a driver.
Yeah.
You
No.
want one? No.
No. I want to. I've already picked out some pictures and stuff. I'm going to buy a hearse,
Oh, that's cool. That's a car.
but I'm getting a brand new Audi and limousine it, and then make the interior of the hearse exterior look like a office or
Drive around with Ari's career in the back.
in the trunk
Got
with
him.
duct tape over his mouth.
I don't have a career to kill. There's no,
Got him.
None of us do now.
Yeah.
Like let's technically look at what's unfolded over the last year and a half and notice that we're all pretty happy still. Generally, people under the circumstances.
I think I had the best year of my life last year.
Yeah, me too.
I fished so much, bro. I didn't even think about any. I
it felt like a sabbatical.
yeah,
Like
haven't
much
paid my
needed-
rent in a year.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I mean, it was the way my mentality. A lot of people were itching to go do stand up again. Because a lot of comedians are mentally ill and they need that attention fix.
Sure.
But for me, it's more for. I do like the attention, but it's more for fun and enjoyment. But there's so many people who are doing Zoom mics and just needed their fix of stand up like a drug.
Can we
Yeah, me
agree?
neither.
Zoom was bullshit.
Zoom is bullshit.
I never did it. Yeah, but
Never
for
did
me, I was like, hey,
I did one at the Laugh Factory. Never did it.
yeah, fuck that.
Thank you.
But yeah, I refused every fucking Zoom show. They were like, "Come do it. It's a great crowd." I go, "They're fucking sitting on their couch eating popcorn."
Yeah, I agree. But I was gonna say, for me, I took it as, hey, I'm getting a year off of comedy right now. Probably will never have another year off comedy. Like, they will never take a break like this ever again. So I might as well just embrace it.
Yeah.
This is a vacation, and comedy will come back, and I'll do it again. But right now, I'm just going to enjoy having a year to do whatever I want.
The tide went out. The audience, they're over there. But it comes in waves. You've bombed in front of large groups of people and small groups of people. But the people are defining the experience. So when the people come back, and that makes the comedy more relevant. Did any of that make sense? I got to get puppets. I got to get puppets.
You got to get puppets.
I'm
dude.
putting a puppet
You need an
theater in here.
animation
I'm
over
doing
what
puppet
you
theater
just
here.
explained there, that analogy of the tide going in and out.
Yeah.
If you don't do an animation and send it to me,
Yeah.
so I could send it to my publisher and my PR company that I just opened up, man, this is fucking solid podcasting material right here.
But it is.
Ari, look alive.
You know, the audience, it's not like they've, they're burning down comedy clubs and separating us from our platforms that where we perform live. The world as a whole had folded over on itself. And as a stand-up comedian, it's not personal. So when the tide comes back up to the stage, when society allows that kind of environment, some places a little more proactive, a little more comedy friendly, just by circumstance. I don't think Austin, Texas stood up and said, you know what, we got to get these comedians back on stage. Well, what are we going to do? No masks. All right, no masks. You know, we were on the...
Just by happenstance.
Happenstance. I like that.
Yeah. That's why you're here. That's why everybody's here. But it's...
It's a short flight. How many times have I seen you over the last 6 months? 3, 4, 5? How many trips have you made here? 3?
I probably made like 2 or 3. Yeah.
2 or 3. So it's not like you're going through various...
Yeah, it's a real quick flight.
Short
It's easy.
flights.
It's like, dude, you could be anywhere nowadays and do stand-up, man. Everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah, how many
You're
10-hour
touring.
flights
I'm
have
never
you been
even
on?
fucking home. And now you're in the middle of the country, so you can go to New York or L.A. in a heartbeat. If you need to tape anything, you can do it easy.
Straight up to Canada.
Yeah, straight up to Canada, right?
Straight up to Canada. But I look, I went from doing 10 countries a year and probably, you've probably clocked in your series of 13-hour flights.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So anyway.
And
it's
it
a
was
short
nice
commute.
to not fly every fucking week, to be honest. You know what I mean? I wasn't in an airport.
It's hard
I
on your
almost
body.
forgot. Dude, it's so hard on your body,
Yeah.
those flights, and you just feel like shit when you
Yeah.
get home, the sleep loss, all
Yeah.
that, dude. And it was a nice year, bro. I'll tell you right now, I lived life. I
Yeah.
forgot to live life for the last 10, 12 years.
Me. Same.
I was at a club every night. We'd see each other it was like a fucking Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
I'd come. Rouse is sitting at the store. I'd
Same
see the
spot.
same assholes. I mean,
Yeah.
I love everybody, but it's like, dude, it was nice. And then you remember, like, now I'm excited to see you again.
Totally. That will pass.
Yeah, it has this hour.
He's got a boner again. It wasn't even him I was picking on.
I love it, dude.
Boners.
You piece of shit.
You are. You're
Yeah.
the good piece.
I agree with you. What you just
You're
said.
the end piece with the hair on it.
Yeah, feels good.
The old log father.
Hey, before we get out of here,
You want a scat chat?
I want to know what Tex-Mex place should we go to? You find a good spot?
Ooh, you know what? We can go across the street. There's honestly about 12 places. And I'm looking for an excuse to go to this place my friend's been raving about across
Let's
the
go.
street.
Let's do it. Let's fucking
You guys
do that. We
hungry?
had Terry Black's yesterday, bro.
I saw that.
It was nice, but fucking $200
nice.
later. $200 later. Go fuck yourself. A beef dip.
Don't believe the hype.
But it's good. Like
It's
I got
good.
here, literally, I went straight to Terry Black's to get it from the airport. I had my bags with me, dude. And I get the rib, and every time I eat it, we go, we're never eating barbecue again. Afterwards, it's so much. You eat so much.
You eat so much, and you know what? There's 3 meals within that. It would probably be a lot more pleasurable, especially the ticket price. How much prime rib can you buy for $60?
Enough to
A lot.
where you feel really guilty at the end of it of how
Yeah.
much you put stuffed in your body.
Yeah.
Dude, I tried to eat some last night when we got home after drinking and shit. Dude, I almost threw up.
Oh,
It was
wow.
just too much.
It's just
Yeah.
your body's into like some sort of toxic shock of just like, oh, we're going to do another pound of flesh.
Yeah.
And then that's where if I swallow a whole piece of brisket, when I do, you'll see. I'm going to do scat chats, but you'll see it. The macaroni.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Look at
Hell
that.
yes.
Bring it back.
Follow Jason Rouse on
I
Snapchat.
can't believe how many times you're talking about this Groundhog Day aspect of the store. Is Ari? Hey. Ari goes, come over here. These guys are from Australia. This guy's fantastic. He'd
You
rope
did
them
that
in.
to me. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah, yeah.
I remember.
I did it to everyone.
Yeah. He goes, did you see fucking Rouse thing? And he didn't tell me what it was. I go, what
And
is he
he-
doing?
Oh, I'll tell you the latest one. Do you guys know Feng Chao?
Oh, yeah.
Feng Chao is a podcast with all things comedy.
Yeah.
And it's 100% in Chinese
Oh,
because he's from China and they wanted to get a Chinese audience.
that's crazy.
I always tell people they got to listen to Feng Chao's podcast. Every time I meet people, I'm like, you got to look up Feng Chao's podcast.
always
Check it out.
in Chinese.
Yeah, there's no English. on it.
That's a great title for it. Always in Chinese with Feng Chao.
I don't even know what the title is because the title's in Chinese.
He's on all things comedy. He's a wild man. I had him and Yoshi open for me in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah?
Purposely.
That'd be fun.
Purposely. I put it all on Asian because the Vancouver comedy, there's a large percentage of, you've been to Vancouver.
Yeah, a lot of Asians.
a lot of
there.
Asians, but the white people subscribe to stereotypical ideas about Asian people, where Feng Chao and Yoshi
Are not that.
blow that out of the water.
Yeah.
So the Asian people in the audience would see Yoshi and Feng Chao. Feng Chao, I asked him to host. As far as that's your introduction,
But in Canada, the host is a strong comic.
usually yes,
Yeah.
Usually the host is a guy who wants to make headliner money that has a car.
I got you.
Yeah.
So they do that weird set, go back on stage and do a longer set, right?
No, it's like 15. Bring up the middle.
And then do more time.
And do some more time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
bring up
Be-
the audience. There's
before-
more weight put on the host of the
Right,
show
right.
than here. It's like, Ari Mannis, everybody. It'll be 5 minutes of awkward, and then we'll bring out why you paid to get in. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're here.
Oh, shit.
He's right there.
That wasn't nice.
Ari Mannis.
Not nice. How's your dick? Is it
Wasn't
swelling?
a nice thing to say, and I have a erection.
Do that Groucho Marx impression where you put your sunglasses on your cock.
I hate to be
Horny?
a bad guy, a negative Nancy,
Uh-oh.
but let's
go eat. Let's go.
wrap it.
You guys want to wrap it up?
We got a show in a fucking 2 hours.
Where can
bro. We gotta
people?
go.
I'm going to come to the show tonight and harass you guys.
Please do.
Come there. I'll
I'm
tell
looking
them to book
forward.
you.
They have a nice little trailer in the back.
Oh, the trailer's fun, dude.
Yeah,
Maybe,
and some
yeah.
food and stuff. So you guys are performing at the Sunset Strip comedy venue tonight.
Sunset Strip Comedy Club.
sold out. We don't even need to plug it.
Yeah, it's all
Oh, that's
sold out.
true.
2
Well,
shows,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where can people find you, Army?
At Amir Comedy.
Ari Mannis.
All right. Thanks for being on the show, ladies.
That was
We'll-
fun.
We'll do video. We're going to get some Tex-Mex and
a scat chat.
My movie's coming out on Amazon June 1st. So if you're listening and you like horror movies, I play a serial killer.
I want to see that.
You guys want to see the trailer?
I'd love to see the trailer.
Let's see the trailer.
Bingo. Go check it out.
Stop! Stop!
What happened was true.